Well, that was certainly an intense matchup, especially in the fourth quarter between the Lady Vols and Belmont. Tennessee able to pull away in the end, winning by double digits. 68-58 is your final. I'm Paige Dower inside Food City Center. I'd say the most crucial part of this game was what Kanaya Boyd provided for the Lady Vols in the fourth quarter. The 6 minutes she had there in that quarter and the 6 points that she had, you could qualify that as the most crucial moments of the game. I think what we saw in the first three quarters, you certainly want to erase that from memory. It was borderline some of the worst basketball that we've seen in the Kim Caldwell era, and I think a lot of that you could contribute to the fact that they're incredibly new and they're incredibly young, and it takes time to gel, and they've had limited practice in between games, and they are finally now at a critical point where they have about a week where they can truly just focus on themselves and really focus on what was going wrong in the first three games to start the regular season and flip that as they get ready to turn their attention into some really powerful Power 4 matchups, and then when they get their attention turned to SEC play. What we saw in the first three quarters, not indicative of what I think this team will end up looking like. It was really sloppy basketball. Maybe some of that was inspired by their own individual frustration of just shots not falling. Even when they got decent looks, they just were not falling, and then you can see times where they're settling for threes and the layup is open for them to take, or maybe they're overpassing and maybe they're playing too fast or they can't get set on offense, and a lot of that just compounds in the first three quarters of this game. I want to talk about Kanaya Boyd because she has been a spark for this team so far. I know we've highlighted Jada Civil, and deservingly so, but I think it might be Kanaya Boyd who's flying under the radar to start this season, and maybe this is her coming out party, right? The redshirt sophomore really contributing in a meaningful way down the stretch. For Tennessee, it was a 14-2 run that they had towards the end, but the last 3 minutes of the game, no points from the field. So what Kanaya Boyd gave around that 8-minute mark, it tied the game back up at 51 apiece. It was an offensive rebound that she was able to get, and then she gets herself into the corner and drains the triple try, and that ties it at 51-51. 4 minutes later, near that 4-minute mark, it's another offensive rebound that she's able to get in the mix and just create space for herself. She gets in the corner again and knocks it down to give Tennessee the lead. I believe it was 59-56. Then after a little bit of time, she gets another offensive rebound, this time also maybe the assist when she dishes it out to Z Spearman from the top of the arc. And all intents and purposes, that was really truly the dagger in this game. It made it 63 points for Tennessee, and they showed a lot of physicality in their ability to get to the line to really kind of put this game away late, and it really did come down to who was making those plays. For Kanaya, she is somebody that is playing that same style we saw last year, where she is a spark. She dives for the baskets, the basketball. She is a very selfless player. Everything she does is for her teammates, and the team today realizes just how valuable that is because it creates moments and shots for this team down late, i.e. that Z Spearman three from the top of the arc to kind of really put this game away. But what she provides, I think this team can really maybe take from, and hopefully that ends up being kind of a ripple effect in this game. She's showing a lot in practice, 3 straight game nows where she has double-digit minutes, and this team where Kim Caldwell just after UT Martin highlighted how this is an effort-based system, and if you don't have effort, you're going to look silly, and somebody who always brings the effort is certainly Kanaya Boyd. Another area that we talked about earlier this week on Monday is the turnovers. It's another consecutive game where it's double-digit turnovers. I'll check the box score, but I think it was 23 turnovers. Yes, it was 23 turnovers for Tennessee. Belmont only had 10 turnovers. They have to find a better way to have cleaner passes, take better care of the ball. I think that'll come with time, especially having this week where they can really just focus on themselves. I think a lot of the bad passes has to come down to lack of chemistry just because they're brand new. This team obviously found a way to fight through the frustration, but the main takeaway following this game beyond the individual performance of Kanaya Boyd is Kim Caldwell is learning a lot about her team. This is how you know we're here really late, when we hear the crew putting some stuff away. I think even the baskets are coming down tonight. So pardon the noise or pardon the interruption, and we'll wrap it up here. Kim Caldwell is learning a lot about her team here in November. Last year she said, we didn't learn anything about our team in November, but they're learning it now, playing a team like Belmont, who's an NCAA tournament type team. That's the type of challenge that she wants to see from her team so that they can have a meaningful December, January, and February, certainly a springboard and a level of foundation that they'll rely on as they get later into the season. That is my cue. I'll have so much more coming up later this week. Make sure your notifications are on, and I'll talk to you guys later.